And, I also read, is it true that some of your music was being censored in Brazil, by the government?
It was, but not a lot. I have to say that a lot of people got much more censored than I did. I got a couple of censored tunes, and that was it. That was not that bad, you know. It was worse some years later when I was already having a big success in my country, and I had a small discussion, a small problem with my record company then, and for a while I was banished from every single record company in the country. So that was hard, but that was later. That was in the 80s, and it was not it was not official censorship, but it was censorship in another way, because someone was trying not to let me record my albums. Luckily, that came the time exactly when the independent labels were starting to appear. So I created my own label, did an independent album, and went on with my life and my career. But
the censorship means that you're not being played on the radio?
Yes, yes.
And what you said, you record companies don't want to record?
No, that was something else.
Oh, okay.
That was in the 80s. I had a quarrel with my record company, so in the annual meeting of the record companies, the big major record companies, someone said, let's not record Joyce anymore. Let's stop her career. And that almost happened, actually. But the official censorship in the 60s and 70s, yes, that was something else. Then your song was not allowed to be played in the radio, and then they would not let the album come out. Simply, so.
But you could perform?
Depends. Some artists could, some artists couldn't. Some were exiled. That was a very strange time for making music in Brazil.
Have you ever thought of leaving Brazil in that time?
I actually spent some time in Italy, and then right after that some time in New York, which I loved. It was very nice. But soon I realized that my whole life was in my country, and still sometimes, not for political reasons exactly, but the economy is always weird. So sometimes we have offers, why don't you stay somewhere else, go live somewhere else. But I don't know, I think I'm a real person. I'm so much attached to my city, you know, like...
Yeah, you still live in Rio de Janeiro?
I still live in Rio. I was born and raised, and I lived there, and my life is there. So I mean, I think I read a wonderful book the other day about the relationship between writers and their cities. It was by a Turkish writer, Orhan Pamuk, and he said, I'm attached to this city because it has made me who I am. And I can say the same thing about Rio, you know, it's absolutely there.
Yeah, yeah. People tend to complain a lot about their hometowns or cities, but in the end they can't live without it.
Yeah, I don't know. Each one has a different way of seeing this, but in my view, I mean, it would be very hard for me to leave Rio. I mean, I'm very attached to the city, and I am really a product of that city. Yeah. I am attached to that city because it has made me be who I am. I can say exactly the same thing.
Yeah.